Hi there, Tony here. Today I'm going to talk about what do I mean by transcending. But before I do, I'm going to start a new thing with these videos and just put a question for us, me and yourself, to ponder or contemplate if you'd like to. So for today, the question to ponder is, are we expanding or are we contracting in our life? Okay, so what do I mean by transcending? Because a few people have said, well, what's the transcending Tony bit? I don't get it. Transcending to me means, if you think of it, it usually has the sense of rising, transcending, or expanding beyond. So I see transcending as a bit of a mind game. That means that everything, the way we deal with life, is all about how we see life or how we perceive life. So one person can see life a certain way, another person can see life a totally different way. And those two people might have the same experience. They might witness an event or be in the same place at the same time. And if they're asked what was their opinion, what did they think about it, you get two different versions. And that's because they perceive life through their own filters or their own story, I like to call it, our pre-programmed story. So the good thing about transcending is that we're actually taking conscious control to change the unconscious part of us. In other words, the iceberg that's under the water, which I've spoken about before. So to me, transcending is really all about taking deliberate, voluntary choices to think of things and therefore experience things ultimately in a different way. Let's give a simple example. We get up in the day and we're going to do our normal day things, and then someone rings us and says, I've got some really bad news, something's happened. And immediately we go, oh my gosh. And what's the thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into survival mode. What do I do about this? How do I respond? Because our brain is pretty much hardwired to deal with the things that threaten our existence in this physical existence. So how could we deal with that? That's the question then, to look at ourselves, take a breath, pause and go, okay, this is a bit of a drama. This is a problem that I have to deal with. But we could reframe it, or we could shift it around and say, wait a minute, okay, I'm going to deal with what I have to deal with, but I'm going to see it in a different way. I'm going to perceive it differently, which means there's a gift here, there's an experience here, there's a reason for this happening that could be a positive outcome in the end, rather than seeing it as, oh my God, this is the next drama, how am I going to deal with this? And life is just one damn problem after another, which Winston Churchill said apparently. So it's all about that. Transcending is all about how do we perceive the world we look at and sense. And we do that by changing the opportunity. So in traditional Chinese medicine, the word crisis, it's got two meanings. One is time of great distress, great turbulence, great trouble. And the second meaning is time of great opportunity. So it's all about the way we choose to see the experience. Is life actually a gift to us, or is it a problem? Is it an opportunity, or is it just another burden? And the interesting thing is if we do that, if we create that opening in that space, we start to relax more. We start to tune into our deeper intuition and go, okay, if there's something good here, if this problem that I'm experiencing has a gift in it, every cloud has a silver lining was an old saying we used to hear, meaning that when things get a bit dark and heavy, there's some goodness underneath, inside. If we can do that, we gradually change our biology. So in other words, we're not carrying around this stress, so we're not always in fight, flight, ready to go, ready to deal with the next challenge or the next crisis that comes. We start to see life as, hey, this is all okay. You know, something inside of me is experiencing this for a reason. So I may not be able to change the event per se that's happening physically around me, but I can certainly change my response to it. And if I do that, that can begin to slowly change my physiology inside and have an impact on my own self and those around us. So that's the mental trick, that's the game we're playing, is to just pause for a moment, take a breath, look at it and go, okay, there's going to be something good's going to come out of this sooner or later. I'm going to look for that. And that's when we deal with things so much more effectively, because we're not tight and contracted and just this big ball of tension. So that's it for today, and I want to wish you all a happy, joyful life. And when our time comes, this is to all of us, and we transition on to the next level of eternity, a very peaceful experience.